What up everybody, Rich here with another episode of Return to Rolling. Today I'm just going to do a skate overview. I'm going to show you the clips that I got of me skating for the first time, and then I'm going to tell you how they felt. If you've seen my review and unboxing of the Rollerblade New Jack Pro, then you know that I try to do these from the viewpoint of somebody with bigger feet or wider feet because that's the information I'm looking for when I look up a product. And so just as a point of reference, I wear a size 11.5, 12 shoe and my feet are pretty wide. And so I was looking for an urban skate and I was really optimistic about going back to Rollerblade because I heard that their urban skates are some of the widest soles on the market for urban skates. And so that led me to picking up the Rollerblade RB110. They do make this with a smaller wheel size. They have the Rollerblade RB80, which is the 80mm wheels, and then they have a slightly elevated version of that, which is the RB80 Pro. And so if you want a smaller wheel, you can check those out as well. They all typically go for about the same price, whether it's the RB80, the Pros, or the 110s. They all are right around $240, $250. So here you go. I'll just run it down from top to bottom. This is the RB110. I got these in this colorway, but they have several different colorways. I like this one because it looked pretty retro. It's got the neon laces, like the blue-green cuff, the black and neon strap, and then I'll show you up close in a minute, but there's some retro-looking decals on the frames here, on the wheels, and then also on the back of the cuff. But you have the liner here, looks like a lot of padding. This is Rollerblade's molded boot. As you can tell from the front, it's pretty wide. As you can tell from the bottom, it almost has what looks like a grindable sole here, which is really wide. So I was really excited about that. You still have somewhat of an insole here as well. You have ventilation all the way around the boot, right here in the cuff, that's vented. Back here on the heel, that's ventilated. Right here, you got vents. Up on the toes, you have vents. And then even underneath, again, you'll see when I get closer, but there's vents here and then even directly under the frame. And so you have a lot of room for airflow, breathability, keeps your feet cool when you're skating, and then also will cut down on the smell after you sweat in these and have skated them for several months. And so that's great as well. I'll show you a view without the liner in there, but this little white part is actually the shock absorber inside the boot. They made a little indent here so it'll stay in place and not slide around. So you have that. You have the black aluminum frames, and then you have 110mm size wheels with an 85A hardness, and these are their Rollerblades Supreme wheels, which I've heard great things about as well. You also have your standard cuff buckle here, but then you have an added 45-degree buckle for even more lateral support because you do have the bigger wheels, and it is an urban skate and can be used for distance or speed skating. So you got a lot of support in this boot. It's a molded boot, plenty of ventilation, great frames, and really good wheels to get you started off with. And so there's an overview of the skate. Now let's go ahead and look at the liner. So here we have the liner. I was really excited about this as well the first time I took it out of the boot of the skate because they look really wide right away. It's got a nice sole on the bottom. They feel very sturdy, still feel very quality. Like I said, it's got a decent sole on the bottom of it. I've noticed that it's mesh like all the way around and even all the way up through the tongue and the back of it here. And I'm guessing that's because it works in conjunction with all the ventilation around the boot. So that way, as the air comes in, this acts kind of like a more breathable material for you, and your feet get like that maximum airflow and coolness as you're skating. They're very wide, they're flexible, they're soft, they feel really well padded, and so these are looking like they're going to be really comfortable. Inside the skate, you have, again, a really wide look from the top down. If you move the little plastic insole in there, you can see that shock absorber down at the bottom. It covers a pretty good area of your heel, almost, starting to come up towards mid-foot, and it feels pretty solid. So there's your shock absorber and your liner. All right, so here they are up close. You can see all those air vents. You got your decals on the back. You got that 45-degree buckle right here. You got your standard boot or your cuff buckle here. All these vents around, your toe vents. And then here's the vents I was talking about underneath. You got one here. You can see there's some up under here. So you got plenty of ventilation. There's that shock absorber. Here's your wheels, your Supreme wheels, 110s, your aluminum frames. There you go. So there's your up close look at the Rollerblade RB110. Now it's time to go skate them. Alright, so I had a chance to skate the Rollerblade RB110 3-wheel drives, and my first impressions were with the liner. As soon as I put my foot in, I was actually kind of taken back by how great that liner felt. It was just like really, really, really comfortable. So grade A on the liner. Also, when I was jumping, landing, doing different things like that, that shock absorber was, I would give it another high grade A review from me, because I felt almost no impact on my heels or my feet. And so the shock absorber and the liners felt great. The 45-degree strap, I would just say, obviously, from skate to skate, your preferences are going to be different. Different skates have different feels, different buckles have different feels. And so I over-tightened my 45-degree buckles when I first started skating. And I noticed that my feet were getting sore because I had them just ratcheted all the way down. There was no play inside of my boot, and when I skate, I like to have a little bit of wiggle room in there to flex or, you know, to bend, whatever it is. And so after I adjusted those, they felt great. The wheels, I noticed that I started skating and the wheels kind of felt like they were wiggling a little bit, so I took them off. I tightened down all my screws, and so they recommend that anyway. So again, just play with your lacing, your buckles, get them to how you like them before you skate a long distance or really set out to session. And then tighten all your screws down and you should be good. But all in all, they felt great. They were really, really comfortable, really fast, and they felt really versatile. So again, for me, Rollerblade hits another home run. Now it's the New Jack Pro that I really liked for aggressive skating, and the RB110 that felt really good for some urban skating. And so if you're looking to get them, I would highly recommend them as well. Thanks guys for watching this. If you have any questions about the skates or anything else that I didn't mention, feel free to comment down below. I will respond. And then as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with somebody who either skates or might be interested in getting into skating. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Peace out.